Hidden under the endless water, they're ready to invade any ocean. Monitoring the enemy's movements, attack any fleet within range. In the face of the enemy's despair, in case of need, they can also deliver devastating attacks. Into the cities, isolating the lands with all outside support. Take a nation from prosperity to a place where there's nothing to lose. That's correct. Is what a state-of-the-art nuclear submarine is. Can do for anything that becomes their target. It's one of the two leading countries in the development of the nuclear submarine force. Russia has always maintained its position. Dangerous classes of submarines, the best in the world. In a class of nuclear submarines, that military knowledge, I'll introduce you right here in this video. It's considered a DEC strategic threat to the world's largest country, powerful enough to intimidate not only America's powerful fleets and allies, it's their territories. Maybe you don't know, right from the first years. During the Cold War between the Soviet Union and Western countries, the Soviet Union's economic potential was somewhat more limited. I quickly realized that they can only develop the capacity of ships, water war, enough to create a defensive wall at sea. It helps prevent attempts to attack, intrusion from the sea into the territory. Up to 22 Commissars days, 4 million kilometers square. However, Soviet leaders wanted more than that. Instead of sitting still, they want to own a weapon it could reach the shores of the Western powers to help create a strategic balance. It's commonly known as the doctrine of mutual destruction. From there, the submarines, especially the nuclear submarines, with unlimited range of activities, by anything except for the amount of food reserved for the crew on board. The ability to secretly infiltrate any territory in any weather condition without the hindrance of 10 fleets armed. It has emerged as the only weapon to be able to respond perfectly requirements of the Soviet Union. 1900. The 7th Coalition launched its first nuclear submarine, the first name, KBA Leninsky Komsomol, after taking the number disintegrated in the year 1991. The Russian Navy has been reduced to a quarter of its size. Force of nearly 400 submarines in 1908-5, down to 63 ships by 2008 year. 2008, as the nation's socio-economic situation began to stabilize, the Russian Navy has started planning again. Restructure of submarine units. But the shadow of the Soviet superpower was too big for the Russians to get through. Models of naval weapons, including Russia's new submarine classes, it's actually just changes, upgrade on the basis of existing designs. From the Lian-Zhou even nuclear submarines Akula, it means shark in Russian. It's been in operation since the year 1918. It is considered one of the most powerful submarines. This is a huge threat that Russia has, that's superior to bring yourself impressive size with a length of 107.5 meters, width 23 meters, height 12 meters. The ship has a full load displacement of 48,000 tons. The speed of underwater travel is about 46 kilometers per hour. It can operate independently for 6 months, with a crew of 160. So right from the moment we were born, Akula-class submarine, it became a submarine class. It's the largest in the world. At the time it was launched, even though it's huge in size, but that doesn't almost turn me on. This monster has become a bulky weapon. Crazy on the contrary. It's powered by 2 nuclear reactors, 2 TU bin, for a total capacity of 254 megawatts. The ship can travel at more than 40 kilometers per hour while floating, and can accelerate up to 50 kilometers per hour while diving. But the scary thing for any power before the arrival of the Soviet heavy submarine, mainly because they're capable of carrying up to 20 RBA missiles, 9 types of intercontinental ballistic missiles. It's got a solid fuel 3-stage propulsion engine, accompanied by a propulsion generating speed, originally used liquid fuel, and carry up to 4 MIRV multi-target warheads. It has a range of 8,300 kilometers, especially when approaching the target. The warhead of the missile. It's divided into 10 individual guided warheads, The floor is up to 100 kilos, the barrel of the warhead onto a very large surface. Maybe you don't know, 1 kiloton is equivalent to 1,000 tons of TNT. And the little boy atomic bomb that the United States dropped on Hiroshima, only 18 kilotons capacity, so a Makura submarine full of 9 RBA ballistic missiles, even if it's not a weapon, can blow up a 6 field, as many people ascribe it, but the power of 20 RBA missiles is 9. Carrying a nuclear warhead, it's still enough to erase almost all life on a territory. It's about the same size as Japan. As well as making big countries like China and the United States, they also have to suffer. 7 to the point of permanent, irreversible, not only that, to protect themselves from hunting forces the enemy's underground, the Akula can carry up to 22 torpedoes and 8 XLA anti-aircraft missile systems. They are capable of attacking helicopters, submarine hunting aircraft in emergencies. What's interesting is the submarine. Cola is also one of the rare means of lesso, highly appreciated for the level of comfort when there is a relaxing room, fitness room, swimming pool, sunbathing area. The bathroom has a sauna, living corner and chamber corner for officers and sailors. Even after the breakup of the Soviet Union, Russia, inherited with a limited budget, is phasing out the Akula-class nuclear ships, despite the objections of the Navy. But that doesn't mean the Russians' lack of means of level 6 destruction. To visit any waters of NATO countries, like the Vanguard-class nuclear submarines, it is considered the greatest threat to the U.S. Navy. It is the first Russian-built nuclear submarine since the breakup of the Soviet Union. The Bore is smaller than an Akula nuclear submarine, a lot with a length of only 170 meters, 13.5 meters. Wide displacement when diving is 24,000 T and 14,720 T when floating, but small size does not mean weak combatability. It is equipped with 2 650B Oka nuclear reactors. It has a capacity of 190 megawatts. Bore submarines can reach speeds of up to 227.5 kilometers per hour and 53.5 kilometers per hour when running underground. The ship can dive up to 480 meters deep with a crew of 107. According to many key experts, compact design that helps ships bore underground gives a significant advantage over the Akula-class earlier, when helping to reduce the noise significantly, help the submarine, limit the situations detected by the enemy, while performing reconnaissance missions, intrusion into enemy territory. In addition, the ship also uses rudders in the tail and horizontal stabilized wings. It's like a nuclear submarine called a submarine, Ohio of the U.S. Navy. Increased stability during the movement. It's actually a complex system of digital devices. The combination is family Revents Sols with a Q once expensive, provide communication features, target acquisition, and detection and a wide range of auxiliary functions. They can track enemy ships at close range. Beyond the level of ships, U.S. Navy Virginia-class submarines, up to 50% of the nuclear-class submarines Borai, is considered the greatest danger for the existence of the United States and NATO countries, is that every Borai submarine, it can carry up to 16 intercontinental ballistic missiles. United 6, R-30 Bulava, much better than R-29, and R-30 Bulava, much Buert 2-ton Marls, 6.8 ton, but the same, close to the distance from Vladivostok to the coast of California, USA. An R-30 missile can carry up to 6 nuclear warheads, but 2000's 2,499 microcrass. That time, these process of power rockets call force prashed. Most is meta 2 prash, mother coffee prash. An R-30 2-ton miles warheads has a destructive power of up to 150 kilotons. It also means that if you're attacked, that's 16 missiles of this type. The enemy will be forced to explode. It is capable of destroying more than 550 atomic bombs. It's so hard, miles in tride-packed cyanide tank, that the United States dropped on Hiroshima. A known, a scare units me. A no efforts, Andentian. What's scarier is, the Russians can use these ships. This doesn't mean that you send our continuing of galerations with Russians of Dong. It's serving behind mention. Underground nuclear-grade bori to move to the waters right next to your opponent. Even, they will attack any territory they want. Accessible as well as disabling all defenses. A role of the water ward, they will attack us mile years of the nuclear weight-spacing bombs on the class length and description in value. R-30 Balava will be ability to change the firing position continuously, even though it has a destructive power of 6 Balavases. It can weight any other to professions over largest. But in the end, with Korean tones and an Akula, the Bori is also a strategic espionage weapon. Born for the purpose of striking destruction at opponents that any one of them, even on the verge of total annihilation. They are also capable of counterattacks by the important cities of the attackers first. They are capable come destructive and become strong everything of brain in it. They have only gauge to sight sidens of the main 2 territory or green, Winsters, and fuse times. They have only watched them for termination behind, but also make the important cities of the attackers first become a flat ground. So, even if there is no things, there's less to lose than the United States and the rich West. I never wanted a war to happen. Total nuclear power. This leads to situations where weeks have to be done. I have courting struction all stocks, plans to track all of this run, where it's cost black part and some match, with what's the possible weeks. No things being not done to the important cities, in turn avertive after day. This leading that 110 time, no things there's assistant areas with the important roadman 10 time. If you are collaring agins and your bacteria wrote out, with copper of waters go on another way look. But if you are giving new cover or harass with 6 533 millimeters, torpedo tubes Club S anti-ship missile with 24 mines or 8 missiles 9K BA-8X is, not only that, ability to emit extremely low noise. It also allows the use of this type of submarine. It's easy to conduct asymmetric wars by secretly attacking cargo ships, mine traps in ports. 7 major damage to competitors with superior potential. Even, the Kilo tribe also possesses anti-aircraft carrier warfare capabilities. When you can carry an anti-ship missile, Club S carrying 400-kilogram warhead with a range of up to 300 kilometers thanks to its powerful weaponry and superior hiding ability, total sound. Yasen is full of elements to become a dangerous non-nuclear weapon, the best in the world. When you can secretly attack, harassment, or slander that creates damage, terrible harm to any country, to make opponents to be cautious before they intend to be aggressive. But Kilo, it's not enough to satisfy ambition. It's far ahead of the rest of the world in submarine technology. Whether it's a class of submarines, diesel power, or non-nuclear submarines, especially for diesel-class electric submarines. The Russians also have Lazada-class submarines, with features completely superior to Kilo. In fact, the journey of developing a ship this new generation of Russians is not going well. It's after seeing a few experiments, the success of the 4th generation submarine in 2110. Russians are forced to go back to Kilos and upgrade them with the name diesel-electric torpedo submarines Kilo-class. Project 6BA, 6 Vasa Vianka. It's a bridge between the Kilo layer and Lazada. Maybe you don't know. This is the type of submarine Vietnam has. It's much more powerful than the old Kilo version, thanks to the ability to strike with land-based cruise missiles BAM-14E. This is a very powerful land-based missile, a stealthy attack from under the water. It's hard to detect and intercept. Currently, great. Most of the naval forces in Southeast Asia and also China. There are no submarines capable of attacking the hills, as Kilo 6BA6. MV, despite their advantages, in the coming time, Kilo layer cardboard will still be replaced by the Russians with a new generation of tones. It's called Lazada. It's known that this is a submarine designed to be smaller than a kilo, with a water volume of 1,750 tons, and the speed is still over 37 kilometers per hour. To increase the likelihood of evasion, which has done very well on previous generations of kilos, significant upgrades of the Lazada-class must be, like the ability to automate magnetic and noise reduction measures. With power supply features, it doesn't depend on the outside air. Increase the ability to function continuously for 14 days without having to float to the surface. That's roughly equivalent to the 68th century of the Thai-class IP submarine 212A of the German Navy. But the most valuable upgrade makes the Russians decided to take Lazada to be the next Kilo class. It's because of the ability to combine attacks simultaneously. With a weapon can stop like super-speed torpedoes. VA-AAA Scaven 533 Li, carrying a 210-kilogram high-explosive or nuclear warhead with a maximum range of 7 kilometers. And the supersonic P-800 Onyx anti-ship missile fired from vertical launch tubes on board special type of missile Onyx-M hinterland of Russia, with a range of up to 800 kilometers at a match speed of 2.5. It's classified as a killer missile, the most dangerous ship in the world today. It can carry a penetrating warhead, enough to sink a modern destroyer after just one shot. Indeed, as a leading nation, the world of development fight tone, the Russians don't just have the necessary countermeasures to secure their position as a great power. It's also about creating effective solutions for the smaller countries to increase our ability to defend ourselves against the risk of aggression attack in the context that many countries are increasingly threatening use force to resolve conflict. Paper on Wari, pushing the world into a new arms race.